I'm a warehouse supervisor from Campbelltown.
I'm a mine manager from the Central Coast.
I'm an environmental scientist in St Leonards.
I'm an engineer from Parks.
I'm a Sparky from Cessna.
And I fly planes all over New South Wales.
It takes a lot of people in a lot of different jobs to keep our mines working. Thousands of people in thousands of jobs right across New South Wales. Mining, good for jobs, good for New South Wales.
A white lady prepaid funeral means everything is organised and paid ahead of time. And because it's white lady funerals, I know everything will be planned to perfection. whiteladyfunerals.com.au.
With a Seek profile, it's easy for employers to find you. Be seen with a Seek profile.
Guys, we've got another jackpot winner!
Oswaldo, will your numbers bring you a truckload of cash this Tuesday?
Yeah, it's gone. Never finding that one.
Need an excuse to upgrade? Welcome to Toyotathon. I think I might know what you're looking for. And let me tell you, you picked the perfect time to buy. We've got amazing offers on a great range of vehicles.
Get the Hilux 4x4 SR5 from $54,990. Drive away plus $1,000 Toyotathon bonus. Search Toyota value. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
This is how we make Barista Brothers so delicious. We roast our beans with the mighty sun. That's right, little fella. Front and back.
Barista Brothers iced coffee. The deliciousness is in the detail.
It's a small electronic device having a life-changing impact on those faced with paralysis. It's helped 3 patients in the United States take their first steps. And doctors say Australians could be next.
Powerful images giving hope. The men and women told they would never walk again, defying the odds.
My eyes got teary and I was like, oh my God, that just happened. I just took steps.
American Kelly Thomas has become one of the first paraplegics in the world to take those steps on her own. It's thanks to a new device surgically implanted at the base of her spine that sends electrical impulses mimicking signals of the brain to the leg muscles. Together with intense physiotherapy, there are now 3 patients at the University of Louisville and the Mayo Clinic taking these life-changing steps.
Now I think our real challenge starts, and that's understanding how this happened, why it happened, and who the best patients are that we can help going forward.
This is the first time we've seen steps taken using neurostimulation technology or any other technology, so very exciting.
There's cautious optimism from Spinal Cure Australia, with this treatment still in the research phase. But experts say we are likely to see similar works here by early next year.
We were just getting the results out of UCLA from Professor Edgerton's lab, and to see it being replicated at other centers, this is extremely exciting, and this is going to be significantly important as far as spinal cord injury research goes.
Funding is vital to ensure the success of these trials in Australia, and not only to help take steps, but so much more.
Hand movement, to regain that now would be quite extraordinary, absolutely life-changing. I can't tell you how good that would be.
Julie Snook, NBN News.
An Indonesian teenager has been rescued after a staggering 49 days stranded in the Pacific Ocean. The 19-year-old had been working on a floating fishing hut more than 120 kilometres off the Indonesian coast when strong winds snapped its moorings. He survived by catching fish and drinking water wrung out of his clothes before he was spotted by a cargo ship. More than 43 million people pass through the thresholds of Sydney's International Airport each year, and there's no doubt more than a few million of them are nervous flyers.
Now, in an attempt to relieve some of that tension, the airport has decided to employ some very tail-wagging assistance, and it seems to be working a treat.
In the olden days of bow ties and twin sets, air travel was silver service exciting but expensive. These days, it's far cheaper but exponentially busier, and that can create anxiety at check-in. But Sydney's International Airport now has a four-legged chocolate brown solution.
Well, they might be nervous flyers, they're busy trying to get through, they're trying to wrangle a couple of kids. And these dogs are designed to try to relax passengers as they come through the airport.
For 2 days a week at the American Airlines counter, passengers can diminish their travel angst with the help of an assistance dog.
And they're the first thing that customers see when they come here. So it immediately puts people at ease. All of the hustle and bustle of the terminal just fades away.
And for its first hit out today, it seems the fellas were doing a cracker job banishing the boarding pass blues.
Relax.
Yes!
Now why?
Oh my god, it feels amazing. When I just seen the dog, I wanted to come over to it and just cuddle it and pat it. I think I'm going to have like a happy, trip now to Brazil, after patting the dog.
And they move in and they sort of nudge them with their nose or give them a scratch with their paw, or if they're not sort of responding, they'll have a bark.
And the tension appears to be released on both sides of the counter.
Customers are more relaxed and ease when they check in, but it also creates a better working environment for the employees, which is also a top priority for us.
They were sniffing me.
You might have been a bit smelly. Mike Dalton, NBN News.
Gorgeous. Well, there's nothing worse than going grocery shopping and feeling like you're being ripped off. And tonight, supermarkets across the country are on notice for exactly that, with claims families are paying way too much for common items because of false advertised weights.
Supermarkets are on notice and inspectors are out in force, making sure customers are getting what they weighed and paid for.
People will test the scales to make sure that they're accurate, and we test the prepackaged articles and make sure they've got exactly what's stated on the package.
RGA Turramurra Plaza, the blueberries, potatoes and milk check out, but plenty of products at stores across the country don't.
So typically we find around 30-35% non-compliance.
In some cases, customers are getting 20% less product than they purchased, which is why the National Measurement Institute will test 10,000 scales and weigh 60,000 packaged products in the coming year, including a 2-week blitz in November targeting Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, IGA and Costco.
If you take a small amount and you consider the number of sales and transactions that occur throughout a year, it actually mounts up to quite a considerable number of dollars.
The worst offender is frozen seafood.
They add extra water to make up for the weight. Consumers are paying for water when they actually think that they're purchasing seafood.
The penalty is a $1,050 fine, but it's not just supermarkets. The numbers, around 6% of fuel pumps are delivering the wrong amount of petrol.
What we're concentrating on there is that you actually, when you buy a litre, you get a litre. You don't get 900 mils and you don't get 1.1 litres, you get a litre.
Our ultimate goal is to make sure that the customers aren't being ripped off and we're doing the right thing.
Sophie Walsh, NBN News.
To finance now, the share market closed down slightly on the back of the ongoing China-US trade war. The big banks all lost ground, with the Commonwealth shedding 77 cents. It was a different story for resource stocks, with both Fortescue Metals and BlueScope Steel gaining ground. Two commodities, and both gold and oil are trading higher, and the Australian dollar is down against most of the majors. It's buying just over 72.5 US cents.
The Invictus Games is just 25 days away, so it's time to reveal the official uniforms that will be worn by the many volunteers, staff and technical officials. Some of the volunteers modelled the outfits at Sydney's Darling Harbour today, joined by the Invictus Games Blue Heeler mascot, Cobber. The opening ceremony will be held on Saturday, October 20, attended by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
And speaking of Harry and Meghan, they were getting into the sporting spirit a little early, going head-to-head in a netball shootout. Wearing heels and trousers, Meghan looked relaxed on the court. The competition was part of a coaching awards ceremony in London. They can't do any wrong, can they?
They sure can't. Over to sport now with Mitch Hughes.
I mentioned it's D-Day for a Storm Star.
Certainly is. Not long now until he faces the music. Thanks, team. Coming up after the break, Billy Slater faces the NRL judiciary. Will he play in the NRL Grand Final? And from the Hunters' Isaac Heaney to Hawthorn's Tom Mitchell, all the winners from the AFL Awards.
Your multi to the next level with the Ladbrokes Multiverse, the only place to combine a same-game multi with your regular multi-picks, built across codes, games and bet types for unmatched betting flexibility with Ladbrokes. Back yourself.
Rugged, reliable, and now in run-out. The Mitsubishi Triton range is better value than ever with Ripper deals plus $2,000 fuel cards. But hurry, the Triton run-out won't last long.
Come and visit your local Hotondo Homes team at 2 Display Homes and create your perfect dream home. Huntley and Homeworld Thornton.
I Am Here Respite House is an NDIS approved provider of 24/7 disability respite care for children and adults. So if you need disability respite, call us now or visit iamhere.org.au.
Introducing Macca's new breakfast burger. That's right, it's the Big Mac. You can now have a Big Mac for brekkie, or a cheeseburger, quarter pounder, fries and chicken McNuggets. Now available all day, all night.
As many as 2 in every 7 vehicles in Australia have been installed with faulty Takata airbags. These airbags have the potential to seriously injure or kill their drivers and passengers. Is your vehicle one of them? Enter your number plate at ismyairbagsafe.com.au or text Takata to 0487 airbag. Replacement is free.
At James Murray, it is surprisingly affordable to organise the celebration you choose. James Murray Funerals, a celebration of life.